You're on TV. Get them in here. You don't want to miss this. We live. We lit.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. Hot haze is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young.
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young.
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lekker. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. As you can see, the rocket is about to take off on the next level information that we got coming out. We got stuff dropping every day. We got stuff dropping every day, man. I got about 3 more tapes gonna drop today. You know what I'm saying? On the video side, on some high level stuff, right? And so if you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel and you want to help the young elder out and get the 8 books that we put out, and we're about to put some more out. But if you want to get those 8 books, we still got that $45 book deal going on, where if you send a $45 donation to the Cash App, The Young Elder, or the PayPal, The Young Elder 23, and we'll send you all 8 books by the Young Elder in PDF form, right? ASAP. If you want to help us out. If you don't want to get the books, or you already got the books and you want to just show us some love on the send us $5, $10, we take whatever you got. Right? Now, this is the Q&A on extraterrestrials. Because we got a lot of extraterrestrial stuff coming out. And we're about to introduce you to a lot of other races. Mainly the races that was involved in the project of the upgrading of the humans and of the project with the Anunnakis. So Hakeem, be cool. Yeah, so the project of the Anunnaki. So we take questions and answers. And like I say, we got so many races to put out, it's not even funny, because look how many races on your planet. Just think about how many races on your planet. We still got to do the bees, because it is a bee race. Now, they make mention of, in that last tape we just put out, the evolution of Earth, about all the other insect beings was inferior. There's one insect being that came from Andromedans, and that insect being is what they call the Midas, or the Mattis. It's an insect called the Mattis. That's what they call, but they are the mantis, right? It's another name for them, but they call themselves the Mattis. These guys, these insect race, but they look like mantis, praying mantis, right? And they are the most one of the most aggressive insect races, besides the wasps and you got the wasps, you got the yellow jackets. They aggressive too, but most of these beings, most of the insect clan is neutral. They're the praying mantis. those are the one of the most dangerous insect clans in the where they actually come from Andromedans, and they crossbred with other beings too, like the termite beings and the ant beings, and create although they are offshoot of the ant beings, they are more aggressive species. Then you got you got android type beings in the galaxy. You got the Anunnakis, who are mostly humanoid, the ones that were controlling the project, mostly humanoid beings. And you got different color, and you got different races of colors of humanoids in the galaxy. Just like it's different, pretty much every species of human that's down here is in the galaxy. You know that some extraterrestrial species came here and adopted certain species or genetical codes of humans, and went created their own superior race, or even some of them use them as form, as a to form and pretty much eat them. It's different extraterrestrials that eat humans, like certain groups of reptilians, certain groups of nomos, certain groups of grays, certain groups of insects. Now, the base on the dark side of the moon was the Anunnakis. Was It's a lot of stuff the Anunnakis were doing that you might look at as bad, but then when it's the same thing you doing to the animals down here, like the chickens and the cows and etc. that you eat, make hamburgers, fried chicken, etc. Right? So the Anunnakis consider you as chicken and servants, pretty much worker beings. Lulu Amalus is what they called you, right? So it's not all of y'all. It's just certain humans. A certain group of humans they was picked apart from these other guys, and they labeled them as the Jew guys, right? So they was chosen by God, but this group made a contract with these beings. And keep in mind, if you go read the Holy Tablets, our master teacher, Dr. Malachi York, if you go read the Holy Tablets, he talk about when the Anunnakis came here, they had to make deals with the reptilians that were already here. And those reptilians were benevolent beings, and they really didn't trust the Anunnakis because they considered them as being disagreeable and bad guys, right? I'm telling you, man. And so, and eventually what they thought panned out, because the Anunnakis end up using nuclear style weapons on their own people, and starting having a shootout against each other, right? And it was not just against each other; it was against the Igigis. Partially, some of the Anunnakis chose to join with the Igigis, and go against certain, because they was the lower class. Some of the lower class Anunnakis chose to join on with the Igigis and fight against the Anunnakis. Hey, Rob, if you coming into the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then to sum it up, what we're dealing with is that we're at the point now where all that's be coming to an end on the war that took place. What we at now is seeing which humans that got the mental capacity to be able to do what we call ascend, and that's go up into becoming part of the galactical family again and begin to travel intergalactical again. But the devil has did a good job at keeping our children, our people asleep, and keeping their DNA not activating, and all of the whole nine, right? And so now you got people still talking about flat Earth. I'm finna go do another tape on the ice wall. People was asking about the ice wall. I got a lot of tapes on the ice wall already, and what it's about, and it should be on the ice wall and all this. And I know I see a lot of people out here telling the stories of this. It's land beyond the ice wall. Yeah, it is land beyond the ice wall, right? It's a whole continent that's bigger than all the. It's probably bigger than, say, if you take, it's bigger than Russia and Africa put together. This continent, and it ain't more than one continent. It's only one continent, but that continent have a lot of major cities on it, and it have pyramids on it, and it has mountains higher than the mountains on Earth. I mean, higher than the mountains that you know of, like the Himalaya mountains, or the what's that tall mountain in what's that tall mountain? I think that's the Himalayas mountains, right? In India, right? So it's mountains in that beyond the ice wall that is taller than the mountains on that you know of, right? And it's ocean. It's an ocean, and another ocean over there too, and it's called the Argon Ocean. But it's not when you go on the other side of the ice wall. The reason why they saying that it's flat is because the reverse polarity of the gravity. Once you go 500 miles around into the hole, see, once you go, it's a hole at the top of your planet of Earth, and it's a hole at the bottom at the South Pole, right in the middle of Antarctica. What they call the ice wall is actually a hole in the middle. And once you go 500 miles into this hole, you get reverse polarity, right? Well, the gravity change. So instead of like it's like you flying up, and then once you reach 500 miles, you'll be flying down, right? Or you flying down, and once you reach 500 miles, you'll be flying up at that point. And right, so that's what that makes them give the appearance of another side to this wall. And I'm gonna do a class on it while I show you the maps where it shows like it's like a conveyor belt on both sides of Earth. It's like Earth is in between this big C-type conveyor belt, and then it's got a world in the center. And then they talk about this this super black sun in the middle, which was put there by the Anunnakis. The Anunnakis built the center of the center world, or the other side of the ice wall that you're talking about. It's not the so in the reference you can say the other side of the ice wall, but like I say, the reason why they say that is when they go through the tunnels and things. Hey Hakeem, when they go through the tunnels on the other side of the ice wall, they reach that reverse polarity. Dude name we got tapes on it with Billy Woodricks. Billy Woodricks talk about it, about how when the people came from the center of Earth to pick him up in the magnetic trains, that once they reached to a certain depth, once they got past 500 miles or so in the Earth crust, because it's only the crust, it's no mantle and core like they tell you. The core is the center world. It's the core is the other side of the ice. It's the other side of the ice wall. Says like I said, we're taking Q&As, and it's animals that walk down to that it walked down now from millions of years ago that's still living. It's people who flew their plane down there, like Amelia Earhart, who flew her plane down there, and she was the first woman to fly around the world. She flew her plane down there and landed, and supposedly stayed down there and is still living now. And she haven't aged that much since she been down there. It's a whole bunch of other people who went down there and was said to come up missing, and their family members were looking for them. And then later on, they come out to put the movie out called Journey to the Center of the Earth, right? And they put several movies out about it, right? Then they don't forget about Admiral Byrd, like I say, who flew his plane down in there and wrote diaries about it, which later on became the movie Journey to the Center of the Earth, right? They wrote them movies out of his diary about what he's seen, about the large, huge fungi, mushroom plants, and etc. Right? So all this stuff is getting ready to come out. Extraterrestrials about to start revealing themselves. Matter of fact, they already been doing it. Doing around Halloween and these holidays where people dress up and wear masks, they come out looking like they self to see how humans react. Right? And so the Anunnakis are not all bad guys. Keep that in mind, because it's only a certain groups that. But the Anunnakis are guilty of breaking galactical law, which they were held accountable for already, and that's why we're here. This wouldn't be happening. The humans wouldn't be getting this type of information if it wasn't for the Anunnakis being held accountable for their wrongdoing. The humans are hearing this information because of it. The Anunnakis are responsible for telling. And we had to give all sides, all angles, all perspectives. I had to give you the Gigi's perspective. We gave you the reptilians from the center of the earth perspective in the reptilian tapes. Right? We gave you the Dragonians perspective is that the Anunnakis got certain technology and that they supposed to release that over, and they ain't releasing it over. So by that, they some suckers, and then we'll come up with our own stuff, and then get rid of them. That's what the reptilians' whole ideology is. And they got this ideology from a certain group of bird beings called the Canarians, who was their parent race. Yeah, the Black Book by Dr. Malachi Z. Aurak, that's another one. What else you got? We really taking Q&A right now, man. If y'all want to drop some extraterrestrial questions in here, we got it going, man. We got it live and going. Get them in here and tell them Young L's on live. We lit. Like I say, if you're new to the channel and you ain't got them 8 books by the Young Gill and you want to get them, all you got to do is send a $45 donation to the Cash App or PayPal, The Young Elder. The PayPal is The Young Elder 23, and the Cash App is The Young Elder, right? No S. And we'll send our 8 books over in PDF form. We got the Book of Extraterrestrials, Volume 1, about that thick. The Ascension Manual, about that thick. The Scroll of Eyes is about that thick, right? And we got the Hustles Manual, about that thick. We got the Orion group book, the Language of the Birds book, right? The Galactic Family of Life, Volume 1 book. And we got the Dream Scroll book, right? All those books, you get all those books by the Young Elder PDF form. Right? And when you send the $45, leave your emails in the link so I can send you the book. So if you don't leave your emails, I won't be able to send the book. So when that little box they say why you send it, why is this for? You leave your email right there, then I can just copy the email and send it right over to the when I get back to the house. And I'll be back to the house in probably like about 20 minutes. Right? It says the main extraterrestrials that's doing all the evil is the Dragon Reptilians. The Dragon Reptilians is the main ones that are doing all the evil. The Reptilians ideology is the same way you feel, and the Reptilians feel the same way too, but they're the main aggressive ones. The Anunnakis, it's like this. The Anunnakis, for the most part, for the most of you, are your parents. So your parents ain't gonna, when you a kid and you a child, your parents ain't gonna let you do certain things. It depends on how they roll, right? You got certain parents is different, but if you got a good parent, a good parent, from what we termed it, right? They gonna make sure you stay out of trouble. They gonna tell you certain things and guide you certain ways. So for the most part, the Anunnakis are our parents, and they don't want they hold us back, or they keep us from doing certain things. Then you got another fraction of them, like the reptilians or the Nomo, that say these humans are just like a monkey in a cage. You know how they got zoos set up? So you just like a zoo animal to them. Like they can put you in a cage and watch you and come. And certain extraterrestrials do this. They'll come adopt humans, take them to their planet, and put them in a zoo, right? And then their race will come in and look at them like in a zoo. How butt naked humans react in a cage. They'll throw bananas and apples in there to feed them and stuff, and give them nuts and berries and things. Right, so it's certain extraterrestrials that do that. They come and do that, right? So it's a group of Anunnakis who feel like that. They feel like we could just put them in a cage. And then it's another group that say, well, we're going to put them in a cage, but can we eat them? Can we eat them, right? We want to see how he tastes, right? Because he look tasty. I'm telling you, man, he look tasty. And you do the same thing with chickens, ducks, cows, and etc. So don't feel bad. They like arms too. You like legs and thighs. They like legs and thighs too, right? I'm telling you, man. So that's how they feel. But you got another fraction of, hey, Hakeem, stop. You got another fraction of us. Sit down in that chair, Hakeem. You got another fraction of us that say, okay, well, we ain't the Anunnakis. We the Najarus. Like they saying something slick. The Najarus, we call them the Najarus because the A and the E is interchangeable, and the T from Netaru, right? Then we call them Natharus. Then some people say Najarus, right? The Najarus say term themselves different than the Anunnakis. Why? Because what the Najarus are is a rebranding. because the Anunnakis as a LLC got sued in galactical court. So they rebrand just like the U.S. Corps rebrand. So the Anunnakis rebrand themselves as the Najarus. And so they can't be held accountable for the title or the business title of Anunnakis. You know what I'm saying? Right? And so you ain't saying nothing slick when you saying Najaru or Netarus, you saying the same thing as Anunnaki, Elohim, and etc. I'm telling you, man. That boy Hakeem, man, I'm telling you. Car. It says what we got. Yeah, so the difference between the Najarus though is that the Najarus, if you notice, a lot of them don't got beards. The Anunnakis are hairy, thick beards, thick afros versus the Najarus, they don't really grow hair on their face. If you go look at in ancient Kemet at the gods on the wall like Haru and most of the people like even Tahuti, and the reason why Tahuti was part different species, right? Like he was part of the beings. Tahuti was part of the beings from the center of the earth, the reptilians from his mother's side, right? And but a lot of the ancient Egyptian priests or the scientists, they would shave the hair, shave themselves bald, right, and shave all the hair off their body if they did have any. And this was due to when they were working on certain technology, the hair would collect static electricity, and it would cause something to explode or ignite. So they would save all the hair off their body and then wear white in the laboratory. Why? Because white reflects ultraviolet rays. But you got another set of priests that will wear black that attracts ultraviolet rays that actually kills bacteria and viruses. So wearing black actually could kill bacteria and viruses. Why? Because black attracts ultraviolet rays, and ultraviolet rays kills viruses and bacteria. We're gonna have one. Hey, if you think that's funny, TA, we're gonna have a tape coming out called "The Science of Butt Crack." Yeah, the science of butt crack, man. It goes back maybe about 90 billion years, man. It's been around for quite some time. The smell is authentic to each creature. Tell you if you think that's funny, right? We got some funny stuff for you. We kind of comical too. We got a little comic in us too, right? So stay tuned for that T8. Shout out T8 for that the science of butt crack or the science of whoop ass. And we got and they got cans of that right at the corner store down the street from the house for 99 cents. Yeah, cans of whoop ass. And we can open some of that up too. You can open some of that up too. Right next to the can of Get Right. And right next to the can of Be Gone. Right? I'm telling you. Whoop ass. We selling whoop ass, cans of whoop ass for 99 cents. And what hell? You can get 2 cans. We'll throw in an extra can for free. You buy a can of whoop ass, we'll throw in an extra can of whoop ass for free. How about that? So if you don't call yourself a god, does the reptilians consider you a human and not a child of God? Well, the reptilians they know who you are. The reptilians know that you Anunnaki, and the children of the Anunnaki, for the most part, or the Najarus, or other species that they're against. And so their whole thing is they had a part in the genetical upgrade because you part of their ancestors too. You got reptilian brain. You got if you study the science of sperm as it comes out of as a tadpole, the baby in the mother's womb lives in water for 9 months. And your connection with water and the human, if you don't put moisture on your skin, you get scales. So you got a connection with the reptilians too. So the reptilians feel like they're more, since you on Earth and you more of an earthling, and this place is really a big aquarium. It's a water planet. So they feel like you're more of their family than, so it's like a paradigm really. So the reptilians feel like you more of their family than the Anunnakis. And so it's certain groups of good reptilians or who here telling you that, hey, the Anunnakis are really the bad guys. and we really the good guys, and they really told you we was the bad guys, etc. But the Anunnakis feel like they you more their children than these people, because you were made in their image. You were made to look more human than you are to made look more reptilian. So the Anunnakis got a point there. But and another storyline is that they made you to be servants. The Anunnaki made you to be servants. Well, at least that's was Enlil's game. That wasn't Inky's game. See, we go with a dilemma here, because the Anunnaki that they say talking about all the bad stuff and saying about the Anunnakis doing all this bad stuff and their agenda, they talking about Enlil's agenda, not Tahuti agenda. Tahuti taught you all what you know. If the Anunnakis were so against you, why would Tahuti come teach you what you know? Why would Tahuti and Murdoch or Amen come back and set up the schools and the temples to teach the humans? See, we get to that part, and those two groups, or those two beings, Murdoch and Tahuti, which are they brothers, they sons of Enki, who is an Anunnaki, right? They become what you call a Najaru or Netarus Natharus, right? They start that family. So that group, the Inky side, is the side that don't agree with what Enlil was down with the humans being servants, the humans being slaves. And Enlil and them don't eat humans. Enlil and them don't eat humans. They eat animals, they eat food, but they eat this. Matter of fact, they eat the same things you eat, because you are in their image and their likeness. They eat the same thing you eat. Like they like scalloped potatoes and lamb butt with scalloped potatoes and butter sauce, right? So yeah, so they feel like the truth of the matter is we are as children of the Anunnaki. We are the children of God, the Elohims, the beings who came down, more than reptilians. More than the reptilians. So that's the truth of the matter. And like I say, Inky side wasn't with. Inky side is it's a difference between Inky side and Enlil side. Enlil was the one that saved Noah, told Noah how to build a boat, to put all the DNA screens on, and saved him and his family. Why? Because Noah was his son. And everybody that descended from Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, becomes the children of God, and Anunnakis, or Anu, who is the most high God amongst the Anunnaki beings. So Inky wanted to help the humans. The Tahuti and Murdoch now wanted to teach the humans. And they did teach the humans. They're the reason why you know what you know now. In fact. So don't let people go off the bad mouth the Anunnakis completely and then tell you, oh, well, we don't deal with the Anunnakis no more. We deal with Najarus, and they still talking about the same people. Come on, man. Stop tricking people. Because like I said, Murdoch, Amun-Ra, Aptun, he had 3 different names depending on the time frames, which is the 3 phases of the sun in ancient Kemet. He's Murdoch. Murdoch is Inky's son, and he had another son named Tahuti, who also one of his names is Nangazita, and he the one that set up the pyramid science. He the one that set up mathematics. He the one that set up the 7 principles of the universe. He the one that set up your principles of Hermes. Hermes is another name for Tahuti, right? So that's that group that's here. The group of we talk about the pickup in 2030. The group that's here to pick you up is Inky side. Enlil's side ain't involved no more. Enlil got his children here too, though. And if you look at it from Enlil perspective, humans are just like them. Humans deal just like Enlil. They treat animals just like Enlil feel like the humans were to him. Says somebody said, do you think the blackout is the whole Spain? Do I think the blackout in Spain? I think it's a war tactic by the government against the Spanish people. It's psychological warfare against the Spanish people because they're trying to get some kind of They want the Spanish people to see. It's like this. These guys, they really drag on reptilians, right? And one of their philosophies is if we create the problem and then we give them the solution, right? So they create the problem. The problem is now we got a blackout. The solution is, well, you should have voted for such and such, right? You should have voted for Dan this guy. And then when you get that guy in, he'll fix your problems. And then that guy is a guy we planted so that we can puppet him from the background. Black hair, white glove. Because keep in mind, Spain is one of these guys' main spots. These black hand guys. They call themselves Moors. They call themselves Moors, but they really Morons. They're not the Moors, they Morons. Those who call themselves Moors and no, they're not. Right? Tahuti seemed more knowledgeable than the others. Actually, okay, so Tahuti just was a more charismatic than the other four brothers. But Tahuti was taught by his older brother. His older brother is Murdoch, Amen. So, and then Tahuti becomes after the order of Amen. You might know it as the ancient mystic order of Melchizedek, right? So Tahuti is after the order of Melchizedek. And so was Yahshua and every other high-level master that came. They all was under the order of Melchizedek, who is the angel of justice, the angel of peace, the captain of the Lord's host for you Bible guys, right? And he's Anu's a new place, Murdoch, who's Murdoch, right? That's Enki's son. He's the angel Michael that you're talking about. And he taught Tahuti. And then Tahuti, it's like this. I want to tell you why Tahuti is looked at in a more broader form as far as what he expounded on the teachers, right? It's because when you a master and you teach your student, the student eventually becomes better than the master. So that's why Tahuti became more prevalent than Murdoch, because once Murdoch taught Tahuti what he knew, Tahuti took it to another level. And because Tahuti was, hey man, I'm telling you, hey man, ain't nothing like Ankh, right? Tahuti is Ankh, right? Because Osiris is Tahuti's little brother. And so Tahuti is Ankh. That's what we call him, Ankh, right? And that's how you get, one of his symbols is the Ankh, which was an actual advanced technology to actually be able to walk. It's a key to be able to walk through dimensions. You can hold that Ankh key. You can hold that Ankh key, right? And then you can start chanting a certain chant, right? And then you can open up a wormhole and walk through another dimension. And really, you can use this Ankh tweet to find the hidden worlds in the center of the earth. There's some hidden worlds and higher dimensions that these good reptilians live in. And that Ankh tweet is one of the keys that Tahuti, because Tahuti is from them bloodline. And that's why his staff looked like the serpent. And that's why the serpent is a symbol for medicine. That's why some snake poisons is really used for cures, right? And it goes all the way back to Tahuti, because Tahuti is the father of medicine. And then they pass it down to Imhotep. Then they tell you about some other guy, some guy in the Greece who really learned from Tahuti. And Amenhotep. Amenhotep is Tahuti's son. Well, really, he's Enki's son. If you go with the storyline that Doc gave, because Doc said that his dad's name was Ptah, and Ptah would be Enki. And Ptah had several avatars. He showed two different pictures of Ptah in the holy tablets. And they say you make the correlations of how stuff translate from different cultures, and you'll see that Ptah was the fashioner. Ptah built water worlds and had different had a laboratory set up. And the same thing with Enki. Enki was the fashioner. He had laboratories set up. The vampire Ankh. That's my first time hearing about that. The vampire Ankh. But if it was a vampire Ankh, that means it was probably be the opposite of what Tahuti's the mechanism that Tahuti had going for that particular device. because vampire would be sucking off the energy. But sucking and pushing is one and the same when you understand the universe. Negative and positive is one and the same when you understand the universe. And then we can really get into some science when we start breaking down the atom and we go into electrons really being what they call seraphims. The seraphims that go, because you got a nucleus. In a cell, you got a nucleus. That nucleus is what we term in alchemy God's throne. God's throne is the nucleus in a cell or in an atom. And then around that atom, that guards the throne, right, are cherubims. And we call cherubims electrons. And then we call seraphims protons. They're the positive of the good beings, right? And those protons hang out around the nucleus, which is God's throne. So they say, oh, these seraphim angels are considered throne angels because they hang around. And we get more into it. We get real deep down into some science, right? So if you break down the atom, you get cherubims, electrons, seraphims, protons, the nucleus, the throne of God. And you're dealing with three. And that's the universe is based off of three. Left, right, and in the middle. And then you got up and down, which is down is considered to the left, and up is considered to the right. So you got up and to the right. Sit there like that's subscribing if you're new to the channel, man. Y'all get TV, man. We about to get ready. This is light. What we telling you now is light work. We about to get ready to crack heads and twist caps coming up here going into the next month. One day in this month, we're gonna hit you about 2 or 3 more tapes, and we're gonna just take out to the next level with this mathematics and science. Here, right? So yeah, man. Peace and love and harmony, man. We'll take more questions. He got that hey, we can take a couple more questions. Negative. I saw a guy on YouTube named Overnight Channel. It's called that. Yeah, man. See, look, the stuff we putting out, it's saying the Dragon Reptilians, they kind of mad about what we got going, man. I gotta get from around this guy. So we got a lot going on, man. Stay tuned though. We got more tapes coming out today, man. I might go live again if I can get this all the stuff that I need for this class that I want to do, breaking down some of the stuff about the ice wall. Because people are like, oh yeah, why he don't show no pictures or receipts or something? So we're gonna show some pictures and receipts, get you a better, clear understanding on what's going down here. So everybody get up out of here, man. Peace and love. We'll be back. Y'all get the TV. Wadu.